Welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Leslie. Oh, my Lord, I have an amazing, amazing episode today because we are shooting on location. For those of you that are watching, this is a beautiful little place. We are at Oasis Beauty Medical Aesthetics. I have also two amazing guests today. So this is like a double whammy for me. Not only am I on location and this is super fun, but I have two badasses with me. We're basically doing like a round table with these experts, the three of us masterminds, speaking on really everything about anti-aging biohacks. So I have Rachel Meyer here on my left. I'll get to her full introduction in a second, and Mandy White on my right, my other side. And Rachel's going to be talking about the regenerative capacity for the physical aesthetic side. So she loves this stuff, as do I, but I'm allowing her to bring forward all of her wisdom and expertise about how we can look and feel beautiful without the need necessarily for pharmaceuticals, more for the regenerative, because we do have our own regenerative capacity in us. We just don't always know how to do it. And I will be obviously talking more about the general all over anti-aging, because again, we don't have to age the way we think we do, the way Western medicine has sort of encouraged us to believe. There really is a way we can tap into it from a more cellular way. And then I have Mandy, who's going to be chatting about the brain health, the gut-brain axis. She was on my podcast before and was amazing. And so really, these three things are super important to me because obviously, I want to look gorgeous for the rest of my life. When I'm 120, I want to look like this, okay? And I will do whatever regenerative aesthetic stuff I need to do to be able to get there, okay? And I want to obviously have my brain when I'm 120, because what's it good to look like I'm 40 but have no brain and sitting lumped over in a assisted living place, not knowing who I am and being abusive and not knowing who my children are. And I've lived that as an NP. I've seen and cared for a lot of Alzheimer's and demented patients, and it's really sad. It is sad. Even the pretty ones. I mean, that's so horrible to say. The pretty ones, you're like, I wish that you had your mental health because you could really be living a stellar, amazing life and enjoying. And their bodies are still working, but their minds are just not there. And so we want to look beautiful. We want our brains to be at peak, so that we can have that longevity in terms of our mind to keep up with our bodies. And we need to have all of it together so that we don't have the other physiologic things that mess us up, like cancer and high blood pressure and all the other things that can slow us down. Even if we have our mind, even if we have our aesthetic, there's other pieces. So today is a bombshell of a day. We are going to give you all of the goodies. First, talking about sort of our go-to regenerative secrets that we want you listeners to sort of take on and research and maybe, apply to your lives. And then we're going to go into some individual secrets that we use in biohacking for our mind, bodies, and our aesthetic. So Rachel Meyer, we start with her. She is a CEO and owner of Oasis Beauty Medical Aesthetic. She is a lover of all things beautiful because she is an epitome of beauty, obviously. But we met just a little while ago, but I feel like I've known her for a lifetime because we just clicked like this. Yes. And she is obsessed with a few things, as am I, obsessed about a few things. And I wanted her to share a little bit about her regenerative secrets. But did you want to share anything more as to what I said, added on to this whole passion I have and our misinformation about how we actually tackle regeneration?
Well, it's a really good statement that you're making when we're talking about internal health, internal youth, internal wellness, because the internals, it does present itself on the outside, right? So whatever's going on the inside, it's going to present itself in our skin, in our brain, in our body, in our organs, and in every aspect of our life. And so, really touching on that and having a great quality to our life is super, super important. I don't want to be in a nursing home either and having any kind of despairing effect.
Could you imagine the three of us in a
No.
nursing home with
No.
how much we want to look beautiful?
No, I refuse to age.
Literally, they'll mistake us for like the nursing assistants. We'll be that young looking. So that can't happen. That is not going to be like a nouveau trend. That's going to be a new paradox that's going to happen. No, not in our lifetime.
I'm just in love with regenerative medicine because it really, truly is the future of medicine. You know, when we're talking about biohacking, we're talking about keeping our cells youthful, you know, which in turn equates into our organs, into our skin, into, you know, which is our biggest organ, and into our brain health and how our functionality is. It's just such a truly amazing thing because it has such profound reaching effects into all aspects, you know, and it's just something that I personally live by. I've done the amniotic, you know, internal fluids, so internal systemic shots with the regenerative medicine.
She's gone like all in.
All in.
Like anything new, regenerative, if it is available, probably you've done it.
I have done it.
Which I love. I love because I'm a mad scientist too. Like all the stuff that I research, I do it on myself and then I share.
Yes.
So she's like a whole next level.
I am. And I did it next level as well. We did it bronchiofugal, internally systemically, and we do that for our patients also. So instead of just doing it intravenously, you know, into our cardiovascular system, which is going to be amazing for our clients who have, you know, respiratory issues from whether it be from whatever have you, you know, asthma, whatever kind of issues that they might have with that. It's really great to do it intravenous. But when we do it into the lymphatic system, we're getting such a profound effect for our patients who might have, you know, some of the more profound disabilities and, you know, differences in their health. So for me personally, it was such an amazing treat for me to get to experiment and try it this way, and then to be able to, you know, do it on our patients and see such profound effects in such a short period of time.
So what was the name of this?
So this one is exosomes. So
it was the exosomes.
It was the exosomes, so the communicator cell.
Yes.
You know, and that's going to really go into all aspects and help to bring fruition back to the cells that are already there.
It's interesting because way back when I had first started my own little doc in the box, you know, my crazy shop of horrors with regenerative medicine and my shop of horrors really, because I was injecting all sorts of stem cells and people's own PRP and like allophil, fat graft, all the stuff. And, you know, the stem cells was like becoming very controversial. Stem cells was like all the rage, but people were like, what stem cell? Firstly, you have them in your body. And if you're eating right, intermittent fasting, ketosis, you're supercharging your own growth hormone and you're also developing your own stem cells. You're getting them fat. Why are we injecting, firstly, someone else's fluid in that respect into us when we have it in our own cells without the activators? So the exosomes are those activators.
The activators, yes.
So it's kind of like we've gone from stem cells into this whole exosome thing, and people will use them together. But the exosomes make more sense to me simply because we have our own activators in us. But if something were to make sense, the stem cells we can do on our own. And I like to do as much of our own regeneration as possible, less of someone else's stuff, and just enhance what our body can already do. So this makes more sense to me. It seems also safe.
I love it. The mesenchymal cells from the umbilical cord is just such a profound thing because, yes, we do have our own stem cells, but they're aged, right? My stem cells are 44. I'm 44. I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh, rewind. This is a blooper.
I'm really 24.
I was told I was 29 today. I'll take it. But, you know, doing the mesenchymal cells from the umbilical cord has been such a profound effect because we're talking about brand new, like the burst of life itself, and it's coming into your body and it's hitting like this. Some people describe it as Lamborghinis running around their body with, you know, a gentleman with a hard hat just tinkering away, fixing things. Wow. Some people describe it as, you know, whatever else they describe it as. But the thing is that it's describable. You can feel it. you can tell where it's going. You know, if I have some kind of instance somewhere in my body, I can tell that it's there, working in that area, repairing that area, and doing it in such a fast way. We also have supporting cells as well, supporting stem cells as well. We do have the Life Wave. That's really amazing because those are stem cell patches that we can place non-transdermally on the body and help to repair our own by activating our own copper peptides. So we have several different modalities of doing it: intravenous, buccal into the lymphatic system, and then of course non-transdermally onto the skin. And I'm actually wearing one right now.
Oh, can we see?
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm asking you to undress on camera. Yes. No,
yes,
you
girl.
Take it off. You wore a turtleneck today. Okay, just so I have to touch you. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can zoom in on this.
Now,
oh, it's right there.
Do you always keep it there?
So yeah, this is a placement to put this particular Life Wave patch. This one is amazing. It can also go right below the belly button on the front of the skin too.
So what does this one do? Because there's different patches.
This is an X39. This is a truly amazing one. This is going to activate the copper peptides in my body, naturally helping my body to repair, create its own, stem cells and such. And then it has a supporting patch, the X49, which is going to help with a different kind of copper peptide that's going to help with the hair growth, the biotin, all of those kinds of things. And then I supplement that by doing the isogenics, the collagen elixir, the marine collagen. So I do several things in my own skincare regimen, my own internal health regimen, for all supporting factors for my own health, wellness, and beauty and anti-aging.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
The collagen elixir, the exosomes, and the stem cell patches.
It's everything. If I had to take anything out of this building, if for God, forsaken anything were to happen, I would run with my stem cells, my exosomes, my collagen elixir.
I love that she went there. I love it. Like, you're supposed to not leave anything. But of course, we always take our token items. I love that
would be them. I can't live without it. I thought you were going to say
your PGFR, like, centrifuge. Like,
it's
heavy.
Too. It's too heavy. I don't know if I would get out in time. And we did. I would want to take that. Actually, I would roll out with it.
You would. I will go down with the building, but I got to get this sucker out. Like, that's you. You're hardcore. Like, lady dies clutching her PGFR centrifuge in her clinic burning.
I would probably stick some extra fillers on top and the Botox too. I don't know.
She's just clutching all of her
necessities. Her aesthetic
necessity. I would rather die than live without these. That's what your gravestone would say.
I would forget the purse, the car, everything. I would just have my materials. Yeah, I would.
It's honestly,
it's sad
I'm
but
the
true.
same way. Like when I weigh it out, it's like, I'm sorry, man, luxury items, clothes, aesthetics. I gotta covet my supplements and my aesthetic stuff. Like that goes with me everywhere. That is going to lead me to a long life to rebuild all the other things.
I'm glad you said that, Leslie, because health, in my opinion, is wealth. Mm-hmm.
It is.
I'm not jealous about your houses. I'm not jealous about your cars. I'm not jealous about your traveling, your trips, your clothes that you're wearing, your Louis. I'm not jealous about anything. When my client gets in that back room and they're doing PRGF, or they're doing the exosomes, the stem cells, or they're having the patches, that's the only time I'm insanely jealous.
Yes, PRGF. I mix up the acronyms, but when I was doing that one, she was literally like, I'm so jealous. Like, to the client, she's like, I'm so jealous you're getting this done. I'm like, dude.
You're like, you have it.
You have it. Like, what are you doing? No, I know, but I want it again. I want more. I'm like, it's okay. We'll take care of you another day. But she's just like, I literally, when we were talking with one of her other clinicians here, and she was talking about this regenerative piece, she literally like dazed off. Her eyes like went off into the sky when she got this like grin on her face, like she was thinking about it injecting. I swear she was a cartoon character and had like hearts coming out of her eyes.
I do.
She was like, for like 2 seconds, and I was like, oh my God, like a real life cartoon. Like I literally just saw the hearts.
I do.
She's obsessed. So she knows this stuff. If you really need and want anything regenerative related, please, you got to come see Rachel at the spa here. So that was really awesome, Rachel, what you talked about. I absolutely love your perspective, and you gave us a little bit of tidbits of all of your personal little secrets. Yes. We do have a third guest today. Sorry, Mandy. We'll get to you in a second. My little Jacobine here. No, I don't think you guys can see it, but he's with me today. He always comes with me to work and to my podcast. We unhooked him because he was crying, but he is the ultimate testament to longevity because he's almost 17 years old. Wow. He is the longest living dog in my veterinary clinic. Like she said, I don't know what you're doing with this dog, but he is actually getting younger. And honestly, I have done nothing except allowed him his independence. He's lost 4 teeth now, but he's losing weight. I've been giving him more carnivore food. And this guy, he's jumping over the threshold because he's now lost weight. I mean, Shih Tzus, they have horrible joints and all the things, but I've done nothing. However, over the years, what I did was I would give him the regular food during the day and green beans at night because he was an overeater. So somehow green beans, which are full of oxalates, maybe dogs don't process the phytotoxins the same way, but the kibble in the morning, green beans at night for probably 14 years of his life. So maybe that's it. But welcome, Jack, little guy. Jack. A testament of longevity there. So, all right, let's get over to Mandy. Mandy White Escalin. She is a holistic nutrition expert, a certified gut health specialist, and a retired celebrity trainer, and a WBFF pro. What? Welcome again.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here again. And in this situation, this amazing roundtable discussion, because it's really exciting what we get to talk about today.
Yes. And I mean, I don't know if you had any experience with some of the things she has brought to the table, Rachel, but I'm sure you have your own hacks. And I know I kind of pegged you into the gut brain and the brain health perspective, but at the end, you can always share some of your own secrets at the biophysical, the mental health, and also your beauty regimen that might fall into the alternative or not the classic Western medicine chemical approach.
Yes, I love that. And, we're talking about anti-aging, but we also have to think, yes, ladies, of course we want it all out here, right? We want to look good out here, but what happens in our gut is what shows up on our skin, which is really interesting because if we have eczema, acne, any of those type of like skin issues, that stems from our gut. So if we really also want to take care of our skin, we got to take care of our gut because our gut, believe it or not, produces or regulates 70% of our hormone function. So that in itself has a lot to do with how we age. Also, our immune system, 70% is located in the gut. Now let's even talk about the whole gut-brain connection because 90% of our serotonin is produced in the gut. 70% of our dopamine is produced in the gut. Those are our happy neurotransmitters. That is our motivation to get up and go. That has to do with our levels of stress and how we deal with them. But that all has to do with our gut and the gut-brain connection, which it regulates how we feel on a daily basis and our cravings as well. So when we start talking about healing the gut, it's not only going to show up on our skin for anti-aging purposes, it's going to also help with fat loss because it's regulated in our gut and just so much more when it comes to anti-aging. And so many people miss that part. But then it's the gut-brain connection. And like you were talking about, none of us want to be, these beauties with no brains in a nursing home, at the age of 80 or anything. But this is where that gut-brain connection comes in. So we can also take care of our brain and our mental health all through our gut, which again is going to keep us active and make us want to be out in the world, right? And work out and do active things, which again is anti-aging. So there's so many facets that go along with the gut and the gut-brain connection that we get to take care of for anti-aging purposes as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And really to second that on the podcast that I had you on my show, I mean, I was so fascinated because I was really starting to embark on understanding this gut-brain axis. It really is the second brain.
It is.
And one thing that really stuck out to me on the podcast is you said, when you get those excited feelings in your gut, those are literally your neurotransmitters waking up and I was like,
Yeah.
Why did I not think about this or know this before? Like literally you get butterflies when you get excited. Those are scientifically proven.
Yes.
I mean, you can't deny it's not fluffy like it's my intuition. No, you literally have a physiologic reaction going inside of you.
Absolutely. Or you have like this terrible gut feeling about something like, oh man, I do not feel good about this. Like that is those neurotransmitters. But here's what's really cool is they are going off in here, but there's a two-way highway between your gut and your brain. And that's called the vagus nerve. And we can say the gut-brain axis, but it's a two-way highway where your gut literally signals to your brain and your brain signals to your gut. And so this is why it's called the second brain, because when we were embryos, our gut and our brain were one. And as we grew into a fetus, you've got the brain and the gut in that little fetus, and then it stays connected by the vagus nerve. And so even as adults, we have to keep that two-way communication going, as well as keeping our gut producing all of that. That way it signals to our brain and tells us things. But yes, even if you have butterflies from looking at someone really cute, or you get like, ooh, giddy, that's all those little neurotransmitter guys communicating to your brain. But if that two-way highway is interrupted, if it's not clear, if it's clogged up, if there's a crash in it or something, then it's not signaling to our brain, and that affects our overall brain health. So there's importance in really making sure that that gut-brain connection is optimized and that your little neurotransmitters in your gut are producing what they're supposed to, so that you can truly not only look good on the outside and feel good, but mentally be stable and happy and vibrant and have vitality.
Right. And imagine how many of you out there, and or if you don't want to take responsibility or you don't believe you belong to this category, but you know people who maybe don't make great decisions, or they make the same decisions over and over again, or they're so congested and inflamed, or they have the bloated bellies, or irritable bowel syndrome and different types of gut conditions. It's literally blunting your ability to think clearly.
Yes.
You are not
Absolutely.
making decisions that are guided by your true, authentic excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've talked about in my last podcast about how I've changed the way I live from motivation, which is the way most people live, from inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
So motivation is I'm motivated to get the house because I don't want to be in poverty, or I'm motivated to be the best mom I can be because my parents weren't, or, it's all motivation. That's still operating from lack, right? And so I live from inspiration. I trust so much in myself and my ability, my potential, the universe, whatever you call it, so much that I do what inspires me and excites me. And every time I do that, life happens fast. Like things open up.
Absolutely.
It's magic. But for me, I was not able to, and I know for all my other clients who've done this, and for all of you listening, this will work for as well. When you clearing out my gut-brain connection and really getting the microbiome on point, that is when my clarity,
Yes.
my confidence in my decision-making, my confidence in this talking to me improved, because it was so clear. Yes. I was so clearly able to feel the oh, wow, that excited me, or oh, that's not good. And then I was able to have the clarity in my mind to say, okay, why did I get that feeling? That was very strong. What is that inspiring me to do? Or what is that telling me that is not inspiring me? And then I can use the clarity of my mind to break it down. I don't have that brain fog. I don't have the focus problems. I don't have the stress mechanism. I just, that from my own experience of clearing it out in my own way, it's been pivotal for those of you who are manifestors, who want to manifest or believe in law of attraction or creation. Even if you don't believe in any of that stuff, just being a human being where you want to achieve whatever, you want to have a certain life experience, you need to have this clean and clear. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. And most people don't even realize that brain fog doesn't actually come from your brain. It all comes from your gut. And like you said, when we can clear this out and clear that pathway, now our brain thinks more clear. And now we're actually able to listen to our gut more with all of that, in intuition, and with because our intuition is really here. And with all of that inspiration, because people make decisions based on inspiration or desperation. Most of the time, it's based on desperation. But when we can clear this pathway, now we can operate from that inspiration point and really have the clarity of knowing, is this leading me in the right direction? Is it not? Is something else going on in here that's telling me don't do that? And it just allows you to learn how to listen to your body differently.
Yes. And it's so funny because she might slap me. So just, be ready, guys. No. So I do the carnivore, and I was playing with some like keto snacks because it's been like 7 months and I'm kind of like, I'm getting bored. So I want to like mix it up a little bit with some like alcohol, sugar type stuff or alternative. So I tried some xylitol candies. And I had the worst gas ever. See, the worst. Like for 2 days, I was like, oh my God, thank God I don't have a guy in my life right now, because seriously, there's no way.
Yes.
I have not had this bad since before I did carnivore. And I was telling everybody, I'm like, I have zero gas on carnivore. Like it's not even a peep. Like it doesn't even exist. And so I'm like, what is it? I thought it was my supplements. I started on a whole bunch of new things. And then I was like, what would give this violent, horrible smelling of and this
sugar alcohols?
It's xylitol specifically. And I remember, oh my God, when I was like a preteen and I was doing ballet and I tried those like diabetic sugar candies, I got the same reaction. Like, you know what? I bet it's that xylitol. Yeah. And guess what? Not only was it in the candies I was eating, it was in my biotin.
What?
It was a biotin.
In your biotin supplement?
In the biotin. It was a dissolvable with xylitol. And I was taking it regularly every single day. And I had like 3 days of xylitol candies. So I'm like, my microbiome was literally giving me the finger. It was like, you bitch. And
it's horrible.
When you talk about brain fog, I was so sluggish. Not only did I have the gas and I felt, but having all the water, I literally felt like my brain was not functioning properly. I'm so clean and so precise of a machine that, my bowels obviously had a violent reaction, but the brain.
You notice the difference there.
When you go clean and then you F up, you're like, oh my God, how did I function like that before?
Because that's most people's norm.
They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know what they don't know.
Exactly. Until they take those things out. And xylitol and maltitol, it causes so much inflammation in the gut. But because people are used to having it, they learned how to live with that bloating and the brain fog, and they don't realize until you take those things out and really allow the inflammation to go down in your gut and allow your gut to start functioning properly the way it's designed to, then you realize you have this new foundation, this new baseline. And then when you add that back in, your body is like trying to scream at you, telling you no. And it's at that point you can hear it, but it's your choice to listen to it or not.
Yes, exactly. And it's interesting because I had reflected back when I was working with a naturopath when I was 19 and I had that bloated belly syndrome, the leaky gut syndrome we talked about on the podcast. And I happened to have cat's claw in my cabinet because I had used it before I went carnivore because I was having these intermittent bloating episodes. And I took like 3 capsules throughout the day yesterday. I woke up this morning like so calm. Usually, with as much overload as I did, it would have taken me multiple extra days to really clear it all out. But I did gut massage, which is really important. So people have done colonics or hydrocolon therapy. I never got a benefit from that because it would actually swell me more. I felt it drew more water into my bowel. So I don't necessarily think that those are the ideal. I don't know if you have experience or either of you know anything about it. Just from my clinical experience and from my own personal experience, they've tended to make me more bloated. But I find the bowel massage, they actually do a lot of bowel massage in Europe. Yeah. That's like a natural thing. Like you massage every part of your body, but you don't your abs. And it's actually, I found over the years when I do organ massage and bowel, it helps me extract so much. It moves the gas, it moves the inflammation, it moves the lymphatics, it moves the muscles. It really cleans everything out. So I did this really intensive massage and then I loaded myself up with kelp and I woke up this morning like finally back to normal. So, cat's claw.
Cat's claw.
Not kelp. Kelp is another, it's for iodine. But no, the cat's claw is a really nice, and I'm not making a recommendation for people to try it, but these are things that we could easily do that, you know, if someone's bloated, they go to their doctor. I was a nurse practitioner peddling pharmaceuticals for many years. And do in different capacities now, but try and help people get off of their medication. That they can just do these types of remedies at home to help really heal their gut without having to go to prednisones or other things like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to heal your gut. And one of them is also a specific type of collagen, bovine type 3, okay? There's marine collagen that Rachel was talking about that's amazing for hair, skin, and nails. That's great for all this external. But bovine type 3, and that comes from bone broth, that I used to actually make my own bone broth when I had severe digestive issues. But type 3 collagen is the one that allows your gut lining to heal itself. And then that's when it decreases the inflammation, allows your body to absorb nutrients as well as process food properly, and then start helping the production of those neurotransmitters that we were talking about. So specific types of collagen really does work for certain things. And it's just knowing which type, hair, skin, and nails, great for marine. And then bovine is great to heal the gut lining, the joints and the ligaments as well as our bones, because our bones are 90% collagen.
Right.
And so it's just that specific type that you need. But we really want to focus on being able to heal that gut lining, because when there's inflammation in there, or when you don't do those massages and lymphatic drainage stuff, you've got stuff and toxins that are stuck in your intestines. And that's what can lead to not only inflammation, but we're even talking like to the extremes with like cancer, because those toxins stay in your gut. And imagine your gut starts to slowly shut down, and that affects every system in our body, including that brain. So it is really important to do stuff like that.
Yes. And to be totally vain, when I am like full and bloated and gassy, I feel like I look like shit too, because everything is fuller, and you do look more swollen too. So I don't like the feeling. I don't like looking puffy. It's very discouraging when I invest so much of my time and energy and self-mastery in all of my domains of being. So when I mess up, like eating a whole bunch of xylitol and it's hidden in my biotin and I didn't even realize it, then that makes me like a little pissy and frustrated. But it's all learning. So I give myself a little bit of slack now. I know, see, there was a reason for this too. And everything serves a higher and good purpose. I'm here sharing my stupidity with you yet again.
Lessons. It's all about the lessons that we get to learn.
Yes, we have to make fun of ourselves in a nice way. I'm sharing my learning experiences with you so that if you make them, don't be hard on yourself. I make them too, but it's all part of the learning, and I can share with you. Please make sure your biotin, if it's dissolvable or anything, does not have xylitol or anything in that. Also, it's actually funny. I forgot. I actually, in my bath last night, when I was giving myself the massage after I took my third capsule of cat's claw.
Did you create your own jacuzzi?
You know what? I might.
I had to go there.
Oh my gosh, I love her. That's so amazing. I think I did. I got a good jacuzzi going for a little bit.
For an invention.
Oh my God. That's
Don't
awesome.
try that one at home.
No. Yeah, no. And I was bathing solo, so no one would have. There were no candles near me either. They were far away, just in case the methane got a little bit intense in there. But no, I actually did pour myself a cup of bone broth too. I forgot that is what I did as well, because I remember we talked about the collagen 3 in the bovine. It was like one of the first things that I remember writing down from your episode. I'm like, oh my God, I have to remember that for healing the gut. So that with the cat's claw, I mean, literally, I woke up this morning a totally different person, back to myself, and feeling really great again. So,
It's great to know some of those quick biohacks. Also, I mean, we're all so uniquely different, but there are certain things that are going to be similar for all of us that we can all utilize to have those quick, bringbacks.
Yeah.
So
naturally.
I'm grateful. Naturally, correct. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful that you mentioned that, because people want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no one wants to feel gassy and bloated, especially if I had like a hot day today, absolutely.
I would want to know.
I would have been like 8 cups of bone broth, probably doubled up, tripled up on my cat's claw, and, was massaging all day, or probably put one of those TENS machines on me.
Breath work.
Yeah, exactly. But Anyways, no hot dates tonight. I just wanted to feel and look my best for today. And look, I was able to share with you guys that this regimen really worked. So otherwise it would have been a horrible several day recovery for me. So so you talked about some of the hot topics, or anything else before we get into like what you like to use for your own biohacks?
No, I just really think that gut health is so important, not only just for overall well-being, mental health, but also that's what leads to anti-aging as well. So I think this all goes hand in hand because people neglect that, or people don't realize it. And I think it's just so important for you to understand how this is truly the second brain. And I've been blessed to have been talking about it for 10 years, but it's finally coming into the forefront of science. It's finally coming to the forefront of like holistic, regimens. Is like, listen, you've got to start taking care of this. So if you have any type of gut issue, even if it's bloating from eating something, that's still gut issues. You want to make sure that you take care of your gut because it's going to take care of the rest of your entire body.
Yeah, exactly. And just going back to my little mishap, I literally had to write down everything that I was eating for me to figure it out. Because I'm like, I'm on carnivore. Like, this has not happened. I'm like, I was reading, is there a certain point when carnivore starts causing reverse symptoms? There was a couple articles that said that. I'm like, that can't be, because this was abrupt. So like I said, I stopped all my supplements, figured out it was Xylitol. So going through and breaking it down, I really recommend people doing that too. Is like, if you're having an issue, you really have to write down what it is that you are eating, consuming, putting on your skin, everything, to start sort of eliminating what is might be causing the problem.
Yeah, process of elimination.
Yeah, and going back to what you were saying with the skin, there was a doc in allergy and immunology when I was first an NP, and he mentored me for 6 months. I just observed him and learned everything I could from him. It was an amazing opportunity. He told me that back in the day in medicine, when he first sort of started, he went to like the best of the best schools. They had a whole textbook, it was a whole like art of diagnosing based off of the skin. You could, back in the day, his mentor, when he was a med student, he was mentored by this female who knew how to assess anything in the body just from observing the skin, and she was bang on. They would do all the testing to validate her diagnosis. It is absolutely incredible. So it's a lost art. So when we know what's happening, when we look at our skin, we can absolutely tell what's going on the inside. That's how medicine was back in the day.
Yeah.
We didn't have tests. We made it this far in humanity because of these types of things that we started putting together. There's no way that we would have been able to survive all the famines and all the things that we've gone through, the diseases, without these alternative treatments.
So true.
We can get back to that. We can do this without needing pharmaceuticals. And I'm not shitting on Western medicine. Everyone knows that. I'm Western medicine trained. I still do my piece. But I want people to understand that there's an alternate way of being able to do this. We can tap into our own regenerative capacity. And we need to do that in specific ways so we can truly unsubscribe to aging. Yes, I'm trademarking that.
I like that. Unsubscribe to aging.
Love it.
Yeah,
I refuse to age.
Yeah,
I just refuse.
And we don't have to in the way that we're told.
Correct.
But we need to know how to do that. And it starts,
Correct.
When we sleep, it should be a regenerative time. It should not be a time of detoxing or getting rid of, whatever we were eating during the day, or the chemicals or the pesticides or the whatever else it is that we're, bombarding our bodies with. We really need to have the right things in place so when we sleep, we're restoring our brain, because we cannot last very long without a refreshed brain without sleep. But we also want that to be they call it regenerative sleep for a reason.
Yes.
It's not just for the brain and for our just mental ability. It's honestly the time when we go to sleep, it's like, okay, this body isn't eating anymore. Let's go to work and fix it. We don't want to be using that time detoxing. We want to be using that time to be building our growth hormone and getting our cells regenerated, getting rid of those, cells that are dead, regenerating the mitochondria. We want to be getting younger, repairing,
That's
not
why they call
just
it beauty sleep.
not just putting out the fires. We want to be building new infrastructure.
Definitely in keeping on the preventative end of things. So often we see people coming in when we're in a crisis, right? When we're already past the point of, having our bodies repair itself. So I love this whole entire conversation, because what we're really talking about is looking at health in a fun light, in a new way, in a preventative way, where this is a medical facility in a sense of us offering, certain procedures and such like that. But it's a fun place to sit. I'd rather sit here on these couches working on preventing than sit in a doctor's office working on correcting.
But the great thing about regeneration is that it is also corrective. So we're preventing by giving the building blocks as well, but we can also correct it as well, which is the most amazing thing.
Well, you can correct it faster.
Yes.
So with regenerative reparative medicine, you can take something that you might want to use a pill for, that you're, looking at years of having, any kind of advancement in, and you can, in a drop of a hat, do corrective with regenerative almost instantaneously, within a matter of days, weeks, months, rather than years.
If ever.
If you're on the wrong path.
That's very true. If ever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Because also when we go into that regenerative sleep, our body can naturally decrease the inflammation, because inflammation is what causes disease and illness. So if we can allow our body to go into that repair mode while we sleep, now our body is naturally going to have healthier inflammatory responses. Our cortisol levels are going to be lower, which is that stress hormone, that fat producing and fat storing hormone. So when we allow ourselves that sleep and the regenerative side, we can naturally allow our body to do that anti-aging work while we sleep. Like you said, beauty sleep.
It's amazing. Like, I look so forward to sleep now, because I'm like, I'm going to be younger in the morning. I literally get to erase time when I sleep. People think that, what is the statistic? I don't know exactly. We spend how much of our time in our life sleeping? Like a large portion of our life is spent sleeping. And I'm thinking that's an integral part of my agelessness, is I'm actually regenerating. That is active. That's like me being able to be in a regenerative spa, sleeping, being regenerated for 8 hours or 6 hours or however. My understanding of sleep is so different. Because I know it's it's bedtime. I used to, I stay up late, and I didn't really like to sleep. I was a very anxious kid, because I had major OCD tendencies when I was a kid. Now with all my things, I'm mastering this, supercharging the positive and mitigating the downfall of it. Now it's when sleep comes, it's a whole experience. I've got my bath, I stretch my body, I listen to my theta, alpha, whatever subliminal message waves, whatever I feel inspired to get me in this state. And then I'm oh my God, I get to fall asleep into this beautiful regenerative bliss. I set that intention. I'm literally going to wake up younger in the morning. My cells are going to be healthier and revived. And the power of the mind and the intention and belief systems. Yes. When you support that with the action, which is all of these biohacks that we're talking about and the supplements, you can do that. And there are people all over the world that look young, and they have these low stress lifestyles, and they're examples of it. My doggy Jack here is an example, although his is natural. So we're just supplementing that and giving us sort of that insurance that we can do that, even though we have a little bit more stressful lives, and someone who might live in Sardinia, which is a blue zone, we can still have, again, if you're living inspired and you're loving your life and you have these positive intentions, you have good people around you, you're doing your meditations, and then you're adding all of these things, you will be able to absolutely have it all without having to necessarily live a more modest, quiet lifestyle. You can still live an energized and adventurous life and a love-filled life, and have everything else with it on the physical aspect. That's what I want. I want it all, and we can, and we're learning how to do that here.
And I love that. It's, to me, when you're saying that, I think of well-rounded, wholeness, balance. And I just really do think that it's, reframing how we look at health and wellness and creating that inspiration and that fun in it. And I love how you're saying the things that you're saying, because it is fun to be well rested. You know, it is fun to feel healthy when you wake up and more energized. It is fun to take vitamins, nutrients, minerals that your body utilizes to, you know, help to heal itself. Like, you know, the way that we've all, you know, lived in the past to the way that we've all lived now. I'm sure that you've, you know, done the McDonald's, done the, you know, you name it. We've all been there, you know.
The aspartame, brown sugar. I used to melt on my popcorn.
What?
Oh, I detoxed like crazy. Oh, I did some stupid stuff when
We're
I was
oxidizing
young.
our oils as we're cooking our food, thinking it's healthier. I mean, we've
God.
all been there. We've all done that. Even to just laying out, crisping around in the sun. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm guilty, you know. So to the way that we've found, you know, in our education, our knowledge, our, you know, expertise, how can we reverse some of those things? How can we correct some of those things? How can we stay in prevention for some of those things? And really utilizing that for ourselves and showing the world, hey, listen, this is what health looks like. This is what it looks like to be 44 and to be healthy, to have that gut health, to have that, you know, vagus nerve, brain, gut connection, I want to say. And to be on some of those supplementations, on the collagen elixir, you know, creating that healthy glow within my skin, my hair, my nails, feeling luxurious, you know, being on the exosomes, the stem cells, getting that youth back, anti-aging, having that great, you know, connectivity with
The amazing
ligaments,
legs.
my legs.
We were admiring.
You know, I used to have cellulite. I mean, I used to have almost stage 3 cellulite.
Okay, share with us.
Yes,
How
please.
did you? One of the machines did you have? Okay, we'll have to do that.
Well, so Oasis Beauty does have machines. I do cheat, not on my men, but in general with
No. We're biohacking. We're gonna just call it. We're just. Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, but at least it's not pharmaceutical,
correct?
right?
And that's a nice thing too, because we can naturally and work with our own body's mechanisms, help to reverse different things that are going on. So cellulite is a lymphatic issue, as we all know. When our lymphatic is sluggish, our gut health. When our gut health is sluggish, our lymphatic is sluggish.
When I'm swollen, like the xylitol mishap. Oh, I was just like. I was so bloated and everything just got soggy. My arms, all the hanging, the pendulous area, areas I don't like.
Collagen in the area.
Yeah.
I mean, all of it kind of goes together, right, ladies?
Yes,
it does.
So all of you who want the cellulite treatment secret, you need to come here to Oasis Beauty Medical Aesthetics. In fact, she's having an event.
Yes, so we are having an event on January 5th. Friday, and it's going to be a wellness event. Everybody's welcome in. It's like an open house, so we can talk, you know, all sorts of things. Talk shop, talk lasers, talk internal health, gut health, brain health. What do we do for the collagen? How do we, you know, combine these things together? What's going to work? What's customizable? What treatments do you need? We're, you know, here to answer those questions when you're coming in. So it's really just an all-encompassing, inclusive way to open the doors, throw them wide open, say, welcome in, come to Oasis Beauty Medical Aesthetics and get the answers that you're seeking for. Because, you know, before all of this, I was like just out of my mind, just dying for the answers. You know, I was going to this doctor, this referral, that referral. Why am I in premenopause? Why do I have cellulite? Why do I have memory loss? Why do I have all of these things? And it was, you know, going around so much to so many different people that by the time I was done, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was worse off than when I started out on the adventure.
And no answers, no solutions.
No solutions. So here we have foundational, easy fixes to problems that are very expansive. So I like that the stem cells, the exosomes, took a myriad of issues that I was having and in a drop of a hat, done.
Yeah.
Gone. Goodbye. I don't want to deal.
Fascinating.
You know, and same thing with some of these other things. building the collagen internally while I was building it externally with the machines, and going from inner to outer, outer to inner approach made it so much easier. I can go out and be with my kids now. I can go out and live life now. I can go do some of those things I enjoy. I don't have to be in the office every day worrying about, oh, my face, oh, my arms, oh, my legs, oh, my neck, oh, my elbows, and oh, my life, my gut, my organs. Like, what am I going to do? I don't have to do that anymore. I can literally go out and enjoy my life now. I don't have to worry about saggy, soggy skin. I don't have to worry about my hair falling out. I don't have to worry about any of the bloating, anything. And it's made my life have a different kind of quality.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. Yes.
And
It's
then
quality.
having to do the quantity and keep revisiting. I don't have to revisit anything. I get to choose to do things now because I want to. If I'm in the back doing a treatment, it's because I want to, not because I have to.
Love
and
that.
That's where we want to get to when we're women. We want to I want people to come in smiling. These people, when they come in, they're panting. They're sweating.
I'm gonna
That
get some
desperation.
good stuff.
Yeah,
I want it. Yeah. And
I
leave.
like those beads of sweat.
Yes.
We need to stop
Yeah.
that. We need to stop that whole entire thing. And we need to come at it from a reframed approach.
Yes. Oh my God. That's a mic
Beautiful.
drop.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it. I don't know how.
Okay, literally no,
No,
because my producer will literally kill me. He'll send me a bill, so no. Let's not drop the mic.
No.
But yeah, I didn't get to add in my little 2 cents, but it's fine. I will on my in-office episodes. But I mean, you guys know that I love the supplements, the antioxidants, the coenzymes. I've talked about a few before, and peptides are really a growing fascination for me. So we'll talk a little bit about those on another episode. But this has been so amazing, Mandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Rachel, thank you so much. Jack, thank you so much for your whines and cries. You were trying to get your 2 cents in there. And I mean, this has been beautiful. I hope all of you, yes, Jack, yes, he's here saying he's welcome. So I hope you guys can all make out to the event. If not, you know how to reach her. You know how to reach me. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully this has been absolutely helpful, and you've got some really great life hacks, biohacks for your mind, your aesthetic, and for your entire regeneration. Let's not be 120 and look ugly and have no brains, okay?
Yes.
All right. Until next time. Bye.
Health is a new wealth.